Right, I'm just going to be honest with you. I have never played a Just Cause game before. There's only so many hours in the day, and Grand Theft Auto is a big enough game to fill my time. But here's Just Cause 3, grappling its way into my life off the back of a jet, flying past my window with a rocket launcher trained on anything vaguely destructible in sight. Right, hold that thought for a second. Just Cause 3 is a struggle at first. The very first thing you do in the game when you get control is what amounts to a pretty dull turret section, then climbing a wall, then some pretty dodgy shooting, followed by some pretty dodgy driving. Here's a wee word of warning for you, the dodgy shooting doesn't get any better, and neither does the driving. Sorry. Here's the thing though, this isn't a Grand Theft Auto game. Just Cause clicked for me when I saw a bike go past and I frantically chased after it using my grappling hook. I'm a sucker for bikes, you see. But then when I got on it, I realised I was having just as much fun and I was travelling just as fast, just cutting about with my grappling hook. And then after mission 2, you get a wingsuit. And well, that was me. Well, after I got the hang of it.
You'll have to do better than that.
Once the Grand Theft Auto mindset leaves your mind, you settle into the rhythm of grappling and parachuting and wingsuiting your way around the place, taking in the views and maybe raining some explosive death from above. The aim of the game here is the usual open world fare. You get missions dotted around the place which grant you more side stuff and more toys to play with. Unlocking the missions is a case of finding a town under oppression and banging the place up, tearing down statues and hassling the local constabulary, all under the name of freedom fighting. I'll be honest, the main game hasn't held my attention that much, but mostly because of the dodgy shooting and driving that I mentioned earlier, and as usual for big open world games like this, random uncontrollable happenings and glitches will stop me in my tracks. So back to exploring the world in my wingsuit I go. Just exploring the world and taking it all in is pretty satisfying. Compared to a lot of open world games, the colours and vistas on display here are so vibrant. I swear there's something kind of hypnotic about just jumping on a boat and watching the waves pass by, or seeing a field full of flowers whisk past the camera as I fly by in my parachute. And if something cool passes you by, like maybe a jet primed for taking for a spin, well, you can just go for it. Take off from right there and fly to the top of the biggest mountain you can see. Why not? But then, something hit me. This game is big, very big. We're not short on massive open world games to explore nowadays, but I looked at the map screen as soon as I got a chance and looked at what I thought was a big map, and then I zoomed out and I realised, bloody hell, this is bigger than I thought. And the whole thing is open right from the start. And, well, it gets a wee bit dull eventually. Look, I'm not denying the beauty, the sheer scope and ambition on display here, but if you travel from one island to another, you'll say what everybody's old dad says on a cheap Teletext summer holiday in the Med. Once you've seen one quaint sleepy Mediterranean village, you've kinda seen them all. Look, I'm not being a total downer on Just Cause. There's a lot of fun to be had here, and if you're a fan of the series, I'm sure there's plenty here you're looking forward to doing, like modding vehicles and customising rebel supply drops and doing all the challenges and the most daring stunts you can. I just know that even after exploring my way around this massive, beautiful paradise, it never made as much of an impression on my mind as Los Santos did after 5 minutes. I should also warn you, there's this weird connection screen which comes up at seemingly random times and doesn't let you back out till it's tried reconnecting to the servers again, and choosing offline mode doesn't help. Who knows, maybe these things will work out when the game's servers are up and running properly, but right now, it just seems like an irritating price to pay just for the honour of finding out you're 117th in the world at long distance wingsuit gliding. Just Cause 3 then, bills itself as an antidote to the more grounded and realistic path Grand Theft Auto has taken recently. Where other open world games set up an arduous amount of story and plot to take in, drip feeding cool toys, Just Cause 3 just throws you in there and lets you play with its gadgets straight away. If that's exactly what you're after, the game can't be faulted. But if ever you've gone all inclusive to Benidorm for 2 weeks and wish you'd only booked 1 week instead, you might wish you'd bought a nice page turner instead.